Oh, hello. Uh, just another weekend day where I'm going to be folding some laundry, and I thought I would let you guys hang with me. I'm going to listen to at least one side of a record. I won't submit you to the whole thing. Today's offering is The Now Generation. This album cover is Come Together on the back, and I'll post pictures later on of better pictures of this, so don't strain your eyes. The description on the back here says, "We've come out of the golden 60s into the magic of the 70s and the magic of the space age that will accompany it. To help bridge the gap, here's a completely new collection of your favorite hit songs performed by the Now Generation. The year 1969 saw the creation and development of the Now Generation into one of the more popular performing groups in showbiz." Showbiz, by the way, capitalized. I mean, just the S and the B, like it's a proper noun. Showbiz. Albums, 8-track tapes, and stereo cassettes have become a household word in homes throughout the world. This new album is appropriately titled Come Together. This is also the name of the title song in the album. In addition, you'll enjoy such current favorites as Leaving on a Jet Plane, Sugar Sugar, Someday We'll Be Together, Suspicious Minds, and Gene. To round out this album, the Now Generation selected some golden oldies such as Last Train to Clarksville, Never My Love, Oh Pretty Woman, and others. How bad do you have to feel as a songwriter, by the way, to have your song lumped into others? Fun fact, though, in this album cover was a different... Obviously, thrift store, and probably wasn't handed down as an heirloom. Here's the thing, though, it was a Now Generation album in this record cover, but it's not the same Now Generation album. We're gonna live the surprise together. How little soul do you have that you managed to whiten up this song? It's like a marching band version, like a quiet marching band, but the tempo of it at least. Oh, well, okay. Somebody thinks they're Dave Brubeck. If you're just joining us, by the way, actually it probably says, but we are listening to the Now Generation. I forgot to check what the title of that actual album is, because it's not this album, but it was in this. That tells me that somebody owned more than one Now Generation album. Well, syncopation is just not a thing for the Now Generation. So the Now Generation was probably a way to desyncopate music for people, except for here. Now I'll look these folks up afterwards and post in comments. Also, if you're posting comments, more information, or if you want to Google the Now Generation and add the link yourself, we can all enjoy this together. Now, This is song number 2 from Hair, by the way. So, but I'm so curious about why. I mean, I know that these records of covers were probably cheaper, maybe, or what is also possible, probable maybe, is that people, boxers mind, is that these folks were a live act, touring various events and things like that. Maybe some sort of a family-friendly thing that would explain for why they've desyncopated it with more grown-up friendly timing meter. But maybe that's the deal. That people saw them live, and that gives me an idea for the next record. People saw them live, and they were selling these as souvenirs, having been a person who performs live and sells their own album as a souvenir, that, 47 years later, somebody could be doing their own wacky holocast, making fun of my stuff, because let's assume I don't become famous. Just, I know. Highly unlikely, and we don't need any of that negative talk, but let's just assume. This is, the only difference is it's my own stuff as opposed to an album of covers. And I can only assume that none of the now generation are necessarily playing instruments. They're all, I think they're a show choir, probably. They're a little hipper with this one than they were with Good Morning, Starshine. I would have loved to have, heard their take on a little bit of soul, but unfortunately it was not to be. Ooh. Somebody actually is doing the "Hello to the now generation." Well, let it shine. I took a glance at the playlist on this, and so we really are living this surprise together. I know that there is actually one more song from Hair on this side. Maybe they only had to pay for the rights for those songs, like kind of in a group. Like, okay, I'll sell you 3 songs, usage right, recording rights, performing rights for 3 songs from Hair for the price of 2, and leave syncopation in one of them. Which one was it that was doing that? Oh God, I want to know who that is. Somebody look on YouTube and see if there are any live performance footage of the now generation. God, I want to know what the deal is. apologies if somebody has already done that in these comments. Again, I can't see them because I'm blind. Oh crap, I forgot to make this public. Oh well, I'll make it public later. Good, actually, because if somebody, like if a member of the Now generation is somehow tangentially associated to my various social media circles, and then it gets back to them, that I'm cracking wise about their life's work, and they're still out there doing, doing Portugal the Man songs. To baby boomers, probably. Retail fold, at least my version of it. Flat. This stuff sat in the dryer for a while, but it'll straighten out in the drawer. Flat. Now, some retail folds cause make you flip a third of it, then the other third. Those make it too thick in the drawer. So one. So I wind up with that. Yes, I know there's some fancy Japanese way to do it where it's all like one, and then it comes. I have no idea. Also, last week somebody asked me to show how to fold a fitted sheet. Not going to happen. I approach fitted sheets basically as just fitting it into a box with I think this is the same guy. I want to say it's this guy sitting here. Oh, wait a minute, here we go. I want to say it's this guy, this Martin Freeman looking mother, huh? This guy also sounds like a guy with a mustache, so. I lost whatever thread I was on. I may have observed this before, but the older my girls get, the harder it is to determine whose is whose. Fortunately, they have very different styles. I have Posh Spice, the younger, and I have Sporty Spice, the older. So t-shirts tend to be Sporty Spice. Fancy stuff, of course, tends to be Posh Spice. And their sizes are moderately different enough that every once in a while I will forget that what was Sporty Spice's size 14 is now Posh Spice's size 14. Not the kind of size 14 that Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs like. Not that I'd be fat shaming one of my daughters. This guy has almost a Sonny Bono quality, like a better singing. But they had to be. People of my generation probably remember, not the Now generation. People in Generation X probably remember Up with People. And I'm wondering if these folks were kind of an up with people type thing. I mean, yes, they're certainly showing their individuality here. If I was a better improviser, I would invent backstories for every member of the Now generation.
I'm Harry Newman. My hair is
Hair.
I'm Harry high and low. Don't ask me why. 'Cause you know it's not for lack of bread, like the Grateful Dead.
Oh, like the Grateful Dead. I get it.
Do your hair with hair, long beautiful hair, shining, beaming, streaming, black and waxing. Give me down there, shoulder length for longer. Here, baby, there, mama, get real with daddy, daddy, hair. Grow it, show it, long as I grow my hair.
Also, numbers from Hair, you know, reportedly a rock musical, right? And it was, you know, absolutely a sensation, but also a scandal in the world of Broadway. You have to realize that Broadway scandalous is, you know, real world. You know, yes, Hair is, you know, crazy compared to South Pacific, right? But it's slightly more dangerous than Andy Williams in the real world, I think. That's not fair. Tom Jones. Tom Jones. I can grow it by hair. I've often wondered how folks like the Now generation, like, yes, they were glad they had a gig, but like when they were hanging out with their peers, I guess they were probably all just kind of like, hey, it's a gig, right? I keep forgetting Posh Spice. Right. Israelites. The Israelites. Israelites. How did that happen? But you know, the studio musician who was on the bass was so happy to have something to do. Israelites. The Israelites. The Israelites. This setting, these voices, me, none of them are made for this song. Ooh, the Israelites. Ooh, we're just so white. We're just too white. Well, I think we've all done enough for the struggle. Now, generation, wherever you are, I hope you're happy. I hope you're living full and satisfied lives. I hope you're all still with us. This was quite a while ago. But I hope we can all come together and kind of the white whale of my thrift store record shopping, not the white whale, just something I just thought of, would be to find the actual disc for Come Together, which, by the way, would be, and the actual album we were listening to was eponymous. It was just called the Now Generation, so my goal, a goal would be to find the disc that this was supposed to be, because to hear them do little bit of soul, and that's the very definition of a little bit of soul, would be a fine how do you do, he says, sounding like a member of the Now Generation. All right, everybody, this has been a pleasure, and I am going to finish this right now. Have a great Halloween. Have a great weekend, everybody, and Skol Vikes, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a big football guy.